Hello, dear teachers. I'm Shahida. I'm glad to welcome you back to our Linguistic Club. Today, I will show you how to teach classroom instructions to third grade students using the National Course Book for the third grade. That's Unit 1, Lesson 3. The objectives of today's lesson are to teach students to recognize, pronounce, read, and write words which are used to give instructions. If you wish, you may turn in the book to the pages 31 to 3 and follow my lesson. Hello everyone! How are you today? I hope you are fine. Let's play a game. There are two teams. One student from every team comes up to me. I will show you pictures with the classroom language from our last lesson, and you name the phrases in English. The first player who says the correct phrase takes the card with the picture. Ready, steady, go. Look at the board. Sit down. Listen. I don't understand. Close your books. May I go out? Look at the board. Stand up. May I come in? Open your books. Now count your cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the winner is Team 1 with 6 cards. My congratulations, guys! Let's look at the pictures again. We use these phrases to give instructions or ask something. Which of these phrases do students say when they talk to the teacher? May I come in? May I go out? I don't understand. Yes, you're right. Which of them does the teacher say? May I come in? No. Stand up. Sit down. Open your books. Close your books. Look at the board. Come to the board and listen. These phrases are called instructions. Do you know any other instructions? Oh yes, what are they? Repeat, please. Right, you can use it when you don't understand or don't hear something. Anything else? Read. Yes, true. Let's talk about the instructions from these pictures. This is a sentence and you have 3 possible answers, A, B, or C. So we say choose one answer. Choose. 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 Okay. You can also circle a correct answer. Circle. 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 Sometimes you need to complete a word, a phrase, or a sentence. Complete. 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 Or you can match a picture to a word. Repeat after me. Match. 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 How about this instruction? Yes, write. 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 When you can't look at the text, the teacher says, cover the text. Cover. Cover. Cover the text. If the letters in a word stand in the incorrect order, we often say unscramble the word. Unscramble. 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 This is what we do when we are learning to write beautifully. We trace. trace, trace. Do we trace only words? No, we can also trace pictures. Oh, we all know this word. It's read, read, read. And finally, the last instruction is point, point, point. We usually point with our fingers, pens or pencils. Here is the list of instructions and there are 10 pictures. Do you still remember the words? Let's check that. Look at the pictures and match them with the instructions. Can you now check your ideas with your partners? Let's have a look at your answers. Match, picture D. Read, I. Write, E. Cover the text, F. Complete, C. Unscramble, G. Choose, A. Circle, B. Trace, H. And point, J. Now guys, you can copy this into your copybooks. Time to work with your partners again. Choose one instruction and say it to your partner. They listen to you and point at the correct picture. Start, please. Have you finished? Now swap your roles. This time your partner says the instruction and you should point at the corresponding picture. Good of you guys. And now it's time for your homework. Look at the exercise 3, page 33. There are 10 instructions hidden in the word search. Find these 10 words and circle them. For example, choose. That's it for today, guys. See you the next time. Goodbye. Welcome back, dear colleagues. I'm glad to have a talk with you about our demo lesson. Today we've been teaching our students some classroom instructions. As you may have noticed, it's one of the very first vocabulary lessons in our course book. It's really important to start teaching students classroom instructions at the beginning of their learning process, because this is something they are going to use every lesson. The earlier students start hearing phrases in English, the sooner they become accustomed to them and can use them as well. One more important thing is that teachers must use this language in the class because we are the role model for our students. As you remember, I started the lesson with a warm-up activity to help students get prepared for the lesson and revise the previously learned vocabulary from the classroom language. I did it in the form of a competition. Are there any other ways you can check if students remember the vocabulary from the last lesson? Sure. You can lead procedure the same way I did, but change the rules a little bit. For example, instead of using pictures, you can play a back to the board game with your students. It means that you can divide students into 2 groups or 3 if you teach a bigger class, but not more than that. Otherwise, it will become too noisy. When you divide students, ask the first students from each team stand with their backs to the board so that they can't see what you will write on the board. Tell the rest of students mime the phrases to the players, who should guess what is written on the board. There are different variations of how to play this game. When students explain words or phrases, or when they give synonyms or antonyms, but we work with young learners who only start learning the language. That's why miming would be the best option for us. In a real class with the real students, we can use lots of different methods. Just choose the one that best fits your learners' needs and interests. After that warm-up, as you might remember, I didn't present the new vocabulary right away. First, I asked students if they know any other classroom instructions. Why did I do that? It's a good point to encourage students to share their ideas because they may already know some of the phrases, such as read or write, for example. If your students are not familiar with this vocabulary, you will easily see that. And then you can present the vocabulary yourself. While presenting, do not forget to drill the words several times, as some of the phrases or words may turn out difficult for your young learners to pronounce or memorize. After you finish, give your students some time to copy the phrases into their copybooks so that they will have something to relate to when they do their homework or when they work on the exercises later on in the class. Do you remember what students did after they finished copying? Yes, they worked in pairs, they said the instructions to each other and pointed at the correct pictures. This task better be done in pairs so that students will have the chance to test and correct each other if there are any mistakes. It's also important to ask students to swap their roles for everyone to try speaking and listening to each other. It was the last activity in my lesson, but you should remember that you are free to use extra activities if your students are fast finishers. You can prepare a set of cards with the phrases or words, divide students into groups of 2 or 3, and ask them to play a miming game. Students may take the cards in turns, mime, and guess each other's phrases. You can choose to play a bingo game, for example, or introduce the tic-tac-toe game to your students. Oh, you don't have the idea what that game is? Not a problem. We will talk about this game the next time we meet. Our analysis has come to an end now. That's it for today, dear colleagues. Thanks a lot for your attention. I hope that this demo lesson was useful for you. If you have any questions regarding the lesson, or if you want to clarify the points which are not clear to you, please feel free to contact us through our website. I'm really looking forward to seeing you soon. Goodbye.